Hey, what's up guys? CombatCritique here. In this video, I want to give my pick for this upcoming fight between Leon Rocky Edwards and Colby Covington. So these two guys are scheduled to fight sometime in the future. Leon Rocky Edwards, who is the reigning defending welterweight champion, versus Colby Covington. Let's get started. If we talk about the physical stats of both these fighters, starting with the champion Leon Edwards, his height is 6 feet 2 inches compared to 5 feet 11 inches for Colby Covington. So Leon is the taller fighter by 3 inches and he'll enjoy a 3-inch height advantage. Weight is even at 170 pounds for both these guys, unless somebody misses weight, and I don't think anybody will miss weight in this fight. Colby Covington does not cut a lot of weight, as he has said a lot of times in the past, and Leon Edwards is the champion. It will be really unprofessional for either of these guys to miss weight. I don't think anybody will miss weight for this fight. If we talk about the reach, it is 74 inches for Leon Edwards and 72 inches for Colby Covington. So Leon will have a 2-inch reach advantage as well. Stance is southpaw for Leon Edwards and orthodox for Colby Covington. So this is great for Leon because I think he is able to do better against orthodox guys, as we have seen in the previous fight with Kamaru Usman, where he head kick KO'd Kamaru Usman. So, and if we talk about the age, I think Leon Edwards is the younger fighter. He is 31 years old, whereas Colby, I believe, is 34 or 35 right now. Both these fighters are in their prime, I'll say. Now let's talk about the striking numbers. So strikes landed per minute. This signifies the number of significant strikes that you land on your opponent per minute on average. That is 2.8 for Leon Rocky Edwards, and it is 4.10 for Colby Covington. So Colby is able to land a lot more and he will have an advantage in this department. Leon likes to pick his shots and he is more of an accuracy guy compared to a volume striker. Colby Covington is the volume striker in this fight. Striking accuracy, as we see, is 53% for Leon Rocky Edwards and 39% for Colby. So Leon is the most accurate striker. He will have an advantage in the accuracy. Strikes absorbed per minute. This signifies the number of significant strikes that you absorb from your opponent per minute on average. That is 2.4 for Leon and 3.05 for Colby. So in this case, the lower number is better. So Leon gets hit a lot less and he will have an advantage in this. Striking defense is 53% for Leon and 55% for Colby. So both these guys are pretty even, but slight advantage goes to Colby in this department. Now let's talk about some of the wrestling, grappling and submission numbers. So takedown average is 1.26 for Leon Edwards, whereas it is 4.05 for Colby Covington. So Colby will have a huge advantage in the takedown department. Takedown accuracy is just 33% for Leon Edwards, whereas it is 45% for Colby Covington. So he will also enjoy an advantage in this department. Takedown defense is 69% for Leon and 72% for Colby. So again, advantage goes to Colby. Submission average is 0.3 for Leon and zero point 0.2 for Colby. So both these guys are pretty even in this, but slight advantage goes to Leon Rocky Edwards. So overall, in the striking, I think Leon Edwards is the more accurate striker. Also, he gets hit a lot less, whereas Colby is the volume striker. He is able to land a lot more. And in the wrestling, I think Colby will have a huge advantage in this fight. His takedown average, takedown defense, and takedown accuracy, all three numbers are better than that of Leon Edwards. However, Leon will have a slight better submission game. He is slightly better at BJJ compared to Colby. Now let's talk about the record of both these fighters. If we start with the champion, he has 25 fights, 21 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no contest against Bilal Muhammad. So out of the 21 wins, he has 7 by knockout, 3 by submission, 11 by decision. So really, if this man wins, he either knocks you out or the fight goes to a decision. Out of the 3 losses, he has 2 by decision and 1 by disqualification. Now talking about Colby, he has 20 fights, 17 wins and 3 losses. Out of the 17 wins, he has 4 by knockout, 4 by submission, and 9 of them by decision. So Colby is also kind of a decision machine like Leon Edwards. Most of his fights have gone to the decision, especially in the recent past. This is the same case with Leon Edwards as well. If we ignore the Usman KO, most of Leon Edwards' fights have also gone to a decision. If we talk about the 3 losses, one have one has come by a knockout, one by submission, and one by decision. Now let's see some of the previous performances of these two guys. Starting with Leon, in his last fight, he just beat Kamaru Usman via majority decision in a 5-round main event at UFC 286. So this was the third time these two guys fought each other. The first time Kamaru Usman dominated Leon Edwards. The second time Kamaru was doing good, but he got head kick KO'd in the last minute of the last round, and that's how he lost the belt. Then this was the trilogy fight between these two, and in this Leon Edwards did better than what most people were expecting. Kamaru Usman was the favorite in this fight, but he lost. And I think this was a clear-cut win for Leon, even though Kamaru did good in some rounds, but I had Leon Edwards winning this fight. I think Kamaru Usman is past his prime, and he is 35 years old, whereas Leon is 31 years old. He is hitting his prime right now, and he has the belt. If we talk about the previous fight, again, he beat Kamaru Usman via KO head kick at 4 minutes 4 seconds, and this was back at UFC 278 at August of last year. So this is when he became the champion, and before that he beat Nate Diaz via unanimous decision in a 5-round fight. This was a pretty dominant win for Leon, but in the last round he got stunned and he might have got finished if Nate Diaz didn't taunt at him and decided to go after it, but he didn't, and so Leon won this fight. And before that, the MC eye poke incident happened with Bilal. Before that, he beat RDA by unanimous decision. So RDA was moving up to welterweight, and he took losses from all these guys, from Colby, from Usman, from Leon, and then went back again down to lightweight. This was a 5-round fight. Before that, he beat Gunnar Nelson via split decision in a 3-round fight back in 2019. Before that, he beat Donald Cowboy Cerrone, unanimous decision in a 5-round fight. So this man doesn't have a lot of big names in his resume, but he was able to beat Kamaru Usman twice, who is the greatest welterweight in my opinion after GSP. So beating Usman twice, I think, really shows that this man is not a average or mediocre fighter. He is a great striker. He is a great uh, wrestler also, and he was able to stuff a lot of Usman's takedown, especially in this fight right here at UFC 286, which just happened. Now let's start talking about Colby Chaos Covington. So in his last fight, he beat Jorge Masvidal by unanimous decision at UFC 272 in a 5-round main event. This was a unanimous clear-cut win for Colby. He was able to impose his wrestling on Jorge Masvidal and win a unanimous decision. Before that, he lost to Kamaru Usman via unanimous decision. This is the second time these two guys fought each other, and this, unlike the first one, this was, I think, a clear-cut win for Kamaru Usman. When I was watching this fight live, I gave it to Usman. I know a lot of people online are saying that this fight was close. I don't think it was a close fight. I think Usman clearly won. This was a 5-round main event as well. Before that, he beat Tyron Woodley via TKO rib injury in the 5th round. So before that injury happened, I think Colby was winning comfortably. He was imposing his wrestling. Before that, happened the first fight with Kamaru Usman, where Usman TKO'd him in the 5th round, and this was a back and forth battle. But in the end, Usman finished him in the last round of the fight. Very controversial stoppage, but I think Usman would have won a decision if the fight would have gone the distance. But this was a pretty controversial win. Before that, Colby beat Robbie Lawler by unanimous decision in a 5-round fight. Again, by using his wrestling, he beat RDA unanimous decision 5-round fight. and Damian Maia again unanimous decision in a 3-round fight. All of these fights he imposed his wrestling and used his high volume striking to get the takedown. So Colby, I believe the only way Colby wins this fight is if he imposes his wrestling game on Leon Edwards. Can he do that? Of course, but I think Leon Edwards has improved his takedown defense a lot, especially after fighting Kamaru Usman 2 times in the last 1 year or so. All his fight camps in the last 1 year have been about defending Usman's takedowns, and I think preparing against Colby Covington is easier than preparing against Kamaru Usman because Usman also has the power, whereas I don't think Colby has the power to knock out Leon Edwards. With Usman, as we saw in the Masvidal fight, as we saw in the Gilbert Burns fight, he has the power, he can knock you out. So Leon Edwards was dealing with the power threat of Usman as well as the wrestling threat. With Colby, he just has to worry about wrestling and stuffing his takedowns. If it is a striking battle, I think Leon Edwards is a much more technical fighter. He has the height advantage in this fight. He also has the reach advantage. He is the craftier striker. If this fight remains standing, I think Leon will beat Colby pretty easily. However, Colby, if he gets it to the ground, the main problem with Colby is because he does not have a good level of understanding of BJJ or submission. So even if the fight goes to the ground, he has to keep doing it over and over to win at least 3 of the 5 rounds so that he's able to win a unanimous decision. However, if Leon Edwards is able to stuff a few of the takedowns of Colby Covington, then I think Colby might get discouraged to shoot another takedown, and then it probably becomes a striking battle. So, keeping all these things in mind, if I have to pick a winner, I'll pick Leon Rocky Edwards. I know he is the underdog on the betting odds. The opening odds had Colby Covington as the favorite. I was kind of surprised seeing those odds. I expected Leon to be the favorite, but I think most of the people are Colby fans, and Leon does not really have that much fan following. However, I think he is the more well-rounded striker. His striking is better than Colby. His submission game is slightly better than Colby, and the only uh, area where Colby can beat him is wrestling. But I think after having 2 fights with Usman, he has improved a lot on his takedown defense, and I think he will be able to stuff Colby's wrestling, his takedown attempts, and win a unanimous decision. I don't think he'll be able to finish Colby. Colby has a really strong chin, but he will win a unanimous decision. So I'm picking Leon Rocky Edwards to defend his belt and beat Colby Covington via unanimous decision. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video.